afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Thursday, June 4th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. A lot of us, when we think of freeness or expansiveness, in other words, you're completely unencumbered emotionally, physically, and you're as free as the air around you. Move effortlessly without any weight or burden, stress or fear. And you move effortlessly. You have no weight or heaviness pulling you down or stressing you or pinning you. You ever felt like you're in a kind of a pressure box where you have this feeling where you don't feel free in movement, free in thought, free in expressing yourself, and just floating effortlessly. In other words, picture yourself as you're walking, and then all of a sudden you just begin to float. There's no effort. Your body isn't pounding on the pavement. It is completely at ease. And you don't have a care in the world, and you don't have any real thoughts, and you're not into the future or the past, and you're just in the moment, and you're just floating. You don't have a feeling of doom or forlornment or impending things of low frequency. You're completely released. And where do you go from there? Eventually, we will move into this freeness, this total spaceless, where you move everywhere and anywhere in a blink of the eye. To move into this state is to literally release everything. Now, it's easier said than done. A lot of us like holding on to things, and it's just letting go of all of it. All the stress, all the worry, all the fear, all the money problems, everything, all of it. Physical. It's a complete letting go, which is a surrender, having faith within the heart-mind, and the God within you, the pure consciousness, and the universe, that you're absolutely spectacular and everything is absolutely perfect. And it takes focus to be able to move oneself into that. Do you imagine those who are suffering or having diseases, pains, if they could just focus without all the distraction on what is happening with their bodies, if they could just focus on that with deep eternal love and gratitude, and move themselves into that free space where they're just floating, and they don't have any attachment, and they've dropped all their expectations, and their ego mind has been put to sleep, and they're just in free form, not caring the world, and they're just focused on the body and of whatever it is that is causing them worry, stress, and fear, and anxiety, pain, all of that. And when they're in that space, and all their attention is on the body in a good, uplifting way, then they'll be able to heal the body. But unfortunately, they're so cluttered on this planet that it's difficult for us to move into that space. It's not to say it's impossible. It's just to say that there's nothing that's impossible. But it's just to say how. So you ask yourself, how am I going to do this? Because I've got all of this fear and worry and stress, and I try to suppress it, but it's there. And I try to just kind of like superficially move with it. And we understand that when the body is in dis-ease, something caused it. There's some catalyst. Is it ourselves? Well, I talk with people from time to time. We're going through a massive deterioration, is the best way to put it, where their emotions, their physicality, everything it seems to them disintegrating, where they're losing their place in the body. And oftentimes, in fact, the majority of times, what they don't know is that they are attacking themselves. And this is where a lot of confusion comes in for a lot of us on this planet. When we go through these times where we feel like we are being literally eaten alive in a way. I don't mean literally, but physically or figuratively. Where we have all of these things that are happening to us, stress, our well-being starts to degrade, our attitude towards ourselves and everything starts to degrade, and it's relentless, and it keeps up, and it keeps up, and you go to healers, and you go here, and you go there, and you go to those who remove attachments and everything, and it's still there, and it keeps getting more intense, more heavy, more caustic. And it is, we attack ourselves. Understanding that we're very powerful creators and we're very powerful beings. So we end up attacking ourselves and creating things from our ability to move energy into form. Now, it doesn't mean that we're aware of it. That's why we always are looking to the outside where something has attached itself to us. Now, where did that come from? It comes from pure consciousness. Everything does. So it's created, and for some reason we have this. It's not a conscious thing. It's in the background, and many of us, it's kind of like you're no good, or you're depleting, or you're undeserving. And this is an energy and a flow, a form that a lot of people are confronted with, but they believe that it's coming from somewhere else. It's like we all know that we create all the demons on this planet. We create everything. It doesn't, and we aren't, a lot of us aren't consciously aware of it. So that's why we look to the outside and say, what the heck's happening with me? And why are these things going on? Why am I, on and on and on. Maybe I picked something up from somebody that I was healing, or, and it goes on and on and on. It is you that is creating all of this. You are creating it. It's just, and all of these things that happen to us, all of these attachments, whatever they may be, it is an affront to ourselves. It is like the low frequencies or the dark side and the light side, okay? And sometimes the dark side, it gets stronger because because of what we think about, because of what we're confronted with. A lot of the times, I have known healers that have gotten so mucked up in the applications in healing others that they end up deteriorating and being attacked relentlessly. And they believe that they picked up something from somebody doing Reiki or whatever. But the fact of the matter is that they're creating it. It's their dark side that is attacking them. And this is through our perspectives of ourselves. A lot of the times we think that we're on this path of enlightenment, and in reality we're not even on the path and we're being tricked. And all of this other stuff is happening. This is why it's so important for us to choose to surrender and to forgive. But some of us have to forgive for quite a long time until we accept it. But you can say, I forgive myself for this and that, 10 years, 20 years ago, 20, 50, 40 years ago, yesterday, whatever. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to take effect, because for some of us it's difficult to differentiate between the ego mind and the heart mind. So a lot of the times we make these attempts, it comes from the ego mind, but we think it's coming from the heart mind. And all you have to do, all you choose to do, is feel it vibrate in your heart chakra. It's the vibration, the frequency. You'll know that you're operating and that you are literally emitting from the heart mind. So when you make a commitment to yourself or a statement, that you're not in the ego mind. And we all make that mistake. It's a feeling. Ego mind has no feeling. None. Zero. Okay? Heart mind has all the feeling, emotion. So you can literally tell what direction your intent, that you say you forgive yourself, and I love myself, and I enjoy with myself, and I'm deeply grateful for myself. You know when you're saying these frequencies. It just depends on where it's at. Is it in the heart mind or is it in the ego mind? So a lot of us, we are tricked by ourselves. So when we have a lot of these things happen, and I've come across people that it's like they feel like they're being completely eliminated from every angle, inside and out, head to toe. They're just being attacked everywhere, relentlessly. And it doesn't let up. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. Why is that? It is because we have manifested it, whether it's, and a lot of us, it's not conscious, it is unconsciously we create it. It could be in our dream state or when we're sleeping. But we create this stuff. And it's powerful. It's powerful energy frequency. I've seen people that through emotion create cancer in their bodies. I've seen people out of anger and frustration and negativity create diseases in their bodies. It's amazing. And see, we get this, we're kind of conflicted in a lot of avenues, because where did we get direction? Really, seriously, did we ever get any direction? Did any of us get direction to discover who and what we are? Or were we just kind of led through life, being told this and told that? And, we either believed it or we didn't believe it. But we did form a personality and a character. So, but did we really know? Were we aware? Now, when you're a child, you're open to that understanding. Unfortunately, the majority of the children on this planet, just like we were, are misguided and misinformed. Now, in a lot of cases, it's not intentional, but it's still, we're misguided and misinformed by others' interpretations of what they've experienced in their life, and that they have, moved further on in their life compared to where we're at as children. So we just kind of take that lead that influence that we all experience when we're young children. Then we form our personality, character, and then we move on into adulthood, whatever that is. So it's really important to know how powerful each and every one of you are. It's very important. And see, people go, I don't feel right about that, and that's being egotistical and blah blah blah. It's not. It's from the heart mind. It's to know oneself. So you realize that your intent, whether consciously or unconsciously, is creating all the time. I'll say that till I'm blue in the face. It's always that way. It never changes. It gets more intense. It might get lighter. It might dissipate quite a lot at times. But it's what we are creating every second. Sometimes, depending, we reflect ourselves onto ourselves. And if you're in a state of anger, frustration, fear, any of those low frequencies, and it reflects onto you, that's why some of these people feel like they're just being absolutely eliminated, energetically wise, attacked relentlessly. They fall into fear, distress, sorrow, worry, anxiety, hurriedness. And believe me, I talk to a lot of people that are in similar states. Each one's slightly different. And it really does. If you're aware of who you are, what you are, you're careful. You manage things. And you understand that while you're in this body, you're literally being challenged with different adventures and obstacles that we create for ourselves in this life. That's why it's so imperative for us to choose to feel or be in deep gratitude and deep eternal love. When we get out of that, most of us are out of that. We aren't in deep gratitude, deep eternal love. And some of us go into it because of what we've experienced at a time, and so we're so deeply grateful for this and this and this. But we don't do it as a practice every day. And it's easy for the dark influence or energies to lead us when we don't know we're being led by them. Oftentimes when we create things in thought, we're moving energy into form. When we move energy into form, and especially when we aren't really conscious about it, it's either way, it's creating something. And we attack ourselves. It's like two sides fighting each other. A lot of the times that happens is because we're reluctant to surrender ourselves because we fear the unknown, and we're reluctant to stay in deep eternal gratitude and deep eternal love because we don't know what is there, what's the unknown, the fear of getting to know oneself. It's an unknown, you know. I've had people say, well, what happens when I finally meet face to face with my God, with pure consciousness within me? Bliss, joy, peace, happiness. But there's that fear. We all have fear. We've all experienced it more than once. And we know it's a thought that we create into reality and that we experience. So somewhere along the line, we begin to understand that, okay, so what I'm fearing right now is a thought, and I'm holding on to it. I'm not letting it go. I am not surrendering. I am fighting it. And that's what I'm talking about, fighting ourselves, attacking ourselves. So when we do this and when this happens, a lot of the times we are not cognizant to it. We kind of flow. We don't correlate it. We think it's from external happenings and interactions with others and stuff. But it's us. It's us. You ever seen anybody, or have you ever experienced anyone so far in this life journey where everything in their life seems to always go wrong? Where no matter what they do, things just don't work out. No one likes them. They don't have any friends. They're constantly being chided, ridiculed, cut down, and they're miserable. And it never changes. And they believe that it's just their lot in life. It's how it is. And it's attitude. It's attitude towards yourself. And what is the attitude that you have towards yourself? How do you view yourself? And so if, like some of these people that are in that I just shared, when they change their perspective of themselves, when they start embracing themselves, when they start moving more into love for themselves, and they start being kind and gentle to themselves, and they start washing away all of this crap that they have brought in and created for themselves. So it's their attitude towards themselves. It's our attitudes that we have towards ourselves. And a lot of it's influenced by when we're literally trained when we're growing up as children. We form attitudes. And a lot of us have an attitude towards ourselves. And it's how we perceive and what our perspectives are and what we create for ourselves. People say, well, life is just random. You just live it and, whatever happens, happens, and that's going with the flow. But in reality, when you realize that you have a heck of a lot to do with creating your life, because you're manifesting it every step of the way. And it depends on how you view your attitude of yourself. And that's very crucial. When we're out of love to ourselves, is when a lot of doom and gloom and stress and anxiety and physical situations occur. When we are out of love with ourselves. So when you move out of love, and a lot of people don't know it because they start embracing attitudes from anger, aggression, stress, anxiety, hurriedness, impatience. All of those are low frequencies. So when you harbor those for a long period of time, they begin to pull you in an opposite direction. And that's misery. And it's disappointment. We all know what that is because we've all experienced it more than once. So from our own perspective of ourselves is to concentrate. The first major thing is to love ourselves. You're not interested in falling out of love of yourself. This is when we ridicule ourselves. This is when we're hard on ourselves. This is when we start attracting negatives, low survival matter frequencies, low dark matter frequencies. This is when we fall over and over again into that dankness, disappointment, and depression, and worry and fear, because we fall out of love of ourselves. We go out, we attack ourselves. Haven't you ever experienced that? Haven't you ever, been in that situation with yourself where you attack yourself and you're angry with yourself? And, I've sat and talked to people who say I'm worthless, I'm nothing. I'm not even worth the body I'm in. I'm not even worth to live. This is attacking yourself. Very dangerous thing because you can attract a lot of crap. That's why it's so important to love yourself. Do not fall out of love of yourself. Do not fall out of love of yourself. Love yourself 24/7. Every part of you, inside and out, head to toe, never ending. And then fall and move into deep gratitude. Heavy duty, heart mind, not ego mind. This is a practice. The more we practice it, the more we become it. The more we're aware of it, the more we embrace it, the more we don't have any fear of it. So this meditation is do not fall out of love of yourself. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we want to do is relax our bodies. It's like everything with ourselves. Drop your shoulders, let go of all of anything that you've picked up in the last 24 hours. Any stress, any anxiety, any worry, any fear, just let it go. Float effortlessly, as if you lift off the ground and you don't have a care in the world, and the body just responds in joy, completely. Shoulders drop, the body just begins to let go and relax. And we know this feeling because from time to time we do move into that total relaxation, lying in the hammock, not moving, not thinking, summer breeze just right, little noises off in the distance that don't really have your attention, and you're not moving and you don't care to move, and you're not thinking and you don't care to think. You leave the mind alone and you're in total bliss and harmony with yourself. That's relaxing the body. And also, as we do relax the body, we move into the now. Moment to moment, we focus on the now. Moment to moment. Only the now. The space between heartbeats. Because it's all we have. We don't have the past. The past is over. It doesn't exist. We've experienced what we experienced in the past. We are now in the now. And in the now, we create our future. Very moment. And the now is when we learn the most. It's what we're experiencing at that very moment that we learn from. When we're in helter-skelter going in every direction, trying to grab this, that, and this, and in a hurry to go off in all these different directions, not in the now. And when we go into the past, like some of us do, and we reminisce, it could be 40, 50 years ago, and we talk about it with enthusiasm, as if it's happening right now for us. And then we take it, and we take the past and we pull it into a future that doesn't exist, and then we create that future from the past, and we relive the past in the future, in that future. It's not recommended to do that. And this is when people say, I feel like I've been literally going in circles my whole life. That's why. Because they went into the past and they created their future from that past. So, only the now is what we... Whatever you're doing, focus on it, moment to moment. You'll be surprised on what happens. Then from that, you move into deep gratitude. And you stay there. And you're kind with yourself and gentle with yourself. And you're humble with yourself. And you're generous with yourself. Do not fall out of love with yourself. So also the now stills the mind. We have that noise, and a lot of us say, well, I got all this noise, it seems like it's just overwhelming at times. And the noise is all of these thoughts. coming in from subconscious and coming in from ego mind just nonstop. I mean, we're lambasted with it 24/7. And going into the now and only focusing on the moment to moment, that noise disappears. You don't have it. And you're not tempted to grab thoughts, create them into reality, of which aren't yours. So we move only in the now. That's it. Only in the now. And when we relax the body and we move into the now, we want to breathe. We want to breath in. And we want to breath in through the nose and out the mouth. And for a moment, focus on your breath. And as you breath in, picture it. You have the 7 wheels of light, your chakras, going up the center of your body. These are etheric energy portals. And picture your breath moving up through these chakras. And the chakras, we start with the root chakra. And remember that these are all different colored lights. And from the root chakra, we go to the sacral chakra. And from the sacral chakra, we go to the solar plexus chakra. And you're bringing that air, you're pulling it, you're feeling it move through these wheels of light, through these chakras. And then we move up into the heart chakra. And up into the throat chakra. And up into the third eye chakra. And then finally up into the crown chakra. And as we do this, as we pull this breath in, we pull it up into the back of our heads, and for a brief moment we hold it. I am light, I am love, I am. And in that brief moment, we condense it into pure liquid energy. And as we do this, we then release it over the pineal gland. And the pineal gland, some look at it as a prune, raisin, but I look at it as a rosebud. And so as this pure liquid energy is poured over the pineal gland, it begins to bloom. And with each holding and compressing into liquid frequency, the liquid energy, releasing it onto the pineal, it ends up becoming a fully bloomed rose that is immortal. And the pineal gland is our gateway to all the particles of existence. It is our gateway to our pure consciousness, and it is a gateway beyond. So it's very important to us to have it fully functioning. And then, as we do this, try to do it at least 6 times while I'm talking, while we're going through this meditation. And you can feel your expansion, your awareness, calmness, your bliss, their happiness, expand, intensify. Now, as we breath out, we also know that we have the ego mind, and the ego mind is always there trying to convince us that what we're doing, and we need the ego mind, and the ego mind will guide us and tell us what to do, and we don't need to do any of this other stuff, and with the pineal gland, with ourselves, with our God, with our pure consciousness, and just follow the ego mind. Well, we basically say to the ego mind, you're not in charge here, so please take a seat. And the more we do that, the more the ego mind begins to realize that it isn't needed anymore. So also, all of us are consciously aware that we are the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest, eternal gratitude. And we have others with us. We're all gathering in this meditation. We're all coming in from every existence. And we have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, and the archetypes. Now, archangels are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest, eternal gratitude. And they vibrate at a different frequency than we do, and that's why we don't see each other like we see each other. That's why we don't see them like we see each other, because of their frequency. They've been around forever with us. We've been with them forever. They give us information, suggestions. We do the same with them. So we're interconnected. And it's not unusual to have anywhere from 50, 60, 70, 80, 90,000 of them surrounding any one of us at any one time. And it's because of their frequency that they're able to occupy a smaller amount of space. That's why they can surround with so many. And we also have the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, Moria, Abundantia, Appel, and Thought. Many, many, many more. Now, they're consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest, eternal gratitude. Now, they've ascended out of body, and they hold God form, pure consciousness. They've mastered a lot of things. They've experienced many things. We are mastering things and are experiencing things. And we have ascended into these physical forms to experience them, to experience this world. So our God form, our pure consciousness, is held by this vessel, this biological form. Theirs is pure God, pure consciousness. So they don't really hold biological form, although they have. So there's the three groups of us together. And all of us are compelled together to literally assemble everyone for this meditation. And together, everyone. So we call out to all the light energy beings that are in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this forming of the circle of light. Now, they come in the googleplexes. One googleplex fills this universe. They come in trillions of googleplexes, and they come from every direction. And we also call upon all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Many, many, many civilizations. And only those who are consciously aware that they are the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest and deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light that we are forming. and they come the billions. Now, we also call upon all of the galactics, all of the off-worlders, and only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude can join us in this now, in this meditation, this forming of the circle of light. Now, they have assisted us in the beginning in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, just to name a fraction of our familiarity of all of these civilizations and species, the Syrians, Andromedans, Arcturians, Pleiadians, Feline, Golden Pyramid, Avian, Saturnians, Jupiterians, goes on and on and on. And remember, they're here in the Guggenplexus. And the Guggenplex is for the off-worlders because the universes are teeming with intelligent life. So we also call upon all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. And they come in the billions. And we also call upon all of the light energy beings who've decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth Gaia, and this now, and this meditation and this forming of the circle of light. Now, just to name a few of them, fairies, the sprites, the elves, the dwarves, the gnomes, the trolls, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. And many, many, many more. And they come in the trillions, shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, of which many we've never seen before. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and from the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude and are consciously aware of this can be with us in this now, in this meditation, this forming of the circle of light. Now all of us assembled, gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, all of our gods together, we are all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness and kindness, generosity and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility and benevolence. And we are all the one, and we are all the God, and we are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. It's in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. Now, all of us coming together through all these universes, all existences, form a massive, radiant, brilliant circle of light. Now, this circle of light is created through our harmony, our vibrational frequency of the God within all of us, of the pure consciousness. This is the highest of the highest high frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude. This is so so brilliant in the whiteness of it. It would take 1 billion of the suns in the solar system to compare to the brilliance of this circle of light. So all of us begin to levitate up above the planet, all together. And as we do, we come into a gossamer field of trillions of glittering reflective lights everywhere. And so as we do that, we come into much understanding of who and what we are. The emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. The violet blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column to remind us of our power, our strength, and our resolve. We have the white fire. This is so-called our God armor, pure consciousness, high frequency, deep eternal love and gratitude, bliss, joy, peace, gentleness, kindness. Extremely powerful, impenetrable. And only if we choose, only us, each and every one of us are the only ones that can choose, that if we do move into lower vibrational frequency, and we move in there enough and deep enough, we deplete our field, our armor of the white fire, which is then allows these lower dark matter frequencies, survival matter frequencies to come in. We also are reminded of the purple transmuting flame. This column literally reminds us that we can bring it in at this stage and transmute all of these lower dark matter frequencies into neutral light substance and sending them back to pure consciousness where they are no more. Now we're also reminded of the violet ray. We can bring the violet ray, this column reminds us, we bring the violet ray in right behind the purple transmuting flame, and we cleanse the area of where these frequencies were. Purify it, thereby regenerating our white fire armor, harmonizing our frequencies into the higher frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude, restoring our armor, God. Now we're also reminded of the golden light pink light. This is the column that reminds us of who and what we are, of the highest of the deepest eternal love, and the highest of the deepest eternal gratitude. And we see these colors everywhere. Sunset, sunrise, different skies, reflection in water, many places, in space. Now understand that this gossamer field, it literally is showering and flooding and bathing everything. Everything and everything. As we continue to levitate and to ascend above the planet, we look and we see this massive column. And this is created by all of us. And this massive column is larger than the solar system. We designed it that at the top, there is a golden ocean that cascades down 360. This golden ocean saturates and floods and bathes everything. All of our brothers and sisters, this entire planet, all of it. Eternally. Endlessly. And it's this golden ocean, we are the drops of the golden ocean, and we hold the essence of that golden ocean, which is the highest and the deepest eternal love and gratitude, which is complete bliss, joy, and peace, gentleness and kindness, generosity and humbleness, It's flooding everything. We also look over and we see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere well over 2 years ago. It houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Over 800 of them. And we literally are increasing it every day. Millions of us. This is why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. This is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. Purest and the deepest eternal love and gratitude, joy, everything. We feel it. It's communication. Us communicating with ourselves to not fall out of love of ourselves. Do not fall out of love of ourselves. We deeply love ourselves completely, endlessly, intensely. We care for ourselves, respect ourselves, embrace ourselves, and do not fall out of love with ourselves. We look at all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest value in the universes on this planet, in it, above it, and below it. They're being flooded with the highest and deepest eternal love and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude. They're being saturated and bathed endlessly, eternally. This is lifting this entire civilization into higher vibrational frequency. Many are awakening, beginning to understand who and what they are. We're all part of the one, all of us. Everything. And we do not fall out of love of ourselves. Join you in the meditation. I'll return to close this out. Breathe. Take a real nice, easy breath in. Nice breath out. Move slowly. Slowly open your eyes. And be the love that you are. Not fall out of love of yourself. Be the love that you are. By being, all of us being the love that we are, we totally transform the entire planet, the solar system, the galaxy, and beyond. For being the love that we are, it means we love everyone, everything. Transitioning this planet and all of our brothers and sisters in all life into a paradise, a bliss, a joy, a peace. Take this with you the rest of the day, into the evening and night, the following morning. And we will return Friday, June 5th, 2020 at 3 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call.